Well, I'm trying to be back. Well, I'm back. Well, hopefully I'll stick around and you guys can watch. You can share the show to your friends because the ones that couldn't see it, hopefully they'll come back. Well, actually, you've missed what was happening. Somebody was hacking my show and cutting me out and kicking me out of the show. So I was getting very upset, and this was the best I could do. Where are the Predators going to go with their second pick in the first round? All right. We'll see. Hello, Gloria. Hello, hello. Don't forget that this is a new show, so put your thumbs up in the air again that you like the show. It all helps. I appreciate it. You know, I wish I knew, Ashley, but I had to stop the show. Also, well, the other thing is I was recording the show through StreamYard, and that might have been where some of my issues are. I'm not recording this one, so I don't know. But I was the way I was getting kicked out, it didn't feel like, it felt like someone was booting me. So we don't know. So I lost all my viewers. I lost all my likes. I lost everything. Had to restart, but I'm here. My passwords are changed. You know, this isn't an account thing because they couldn't get into my account. I do know that. You to get into my StreamYard account, it's dual, so I have to get a text to my phone. All right. Well, here we go. This is their second pick. But other than this, it's been a good show. Not yet. We're next. We're after. We're next. What time is it? 3:50. Oh, we're not running bad on time, I think. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Erickson. I'm trying, Craig. I'm trying. If you want to share it to the groups, please do it. I had to back off. Barry Trotz. Here we go. Who did they pick? Oh, Tanner. Oh, another Tanner. Thought the Blues had a run on Tanner's. That's a reach, I think. So where do we have him at? Oh, I don't even see him down here, man. Guy missing? Wow, I'm down in the 60s. I don't even see this guy on the list, right? I don't know who was doing it, but I'm back. It could have been. Now I will say this: it could have been. It could have been me trying to record the show so I could make excerpts of it later. It could have been that. I don't see this guy. Oh, here he is. Yeah, 48. I missed him. 48. So, I don't know where the Blues are going to, because Boink, the guy they wanted, is gone. All right. But there's some guys here. We'll see. All right. There's some guys. There's the 17th ranked guy is still here. 17th, 18th, and 19th ranked guys are still here. So the Blues with their third pick come in. We're on the clock. So, haven't picked it yet. We're on the clock. I just had to restart the show. I just lost what I had, but hey, it is what it is. Richard, Michael, Craig, Gloria, Ashley, thank you. You know what? Right now, I don't know, man. I can't see why we. I mean, you look at Musty, Height, and Dubrevic. You're looking at a left wing, a defenseman, and a center. And Dragic, being a defenseman ranked number 18, and all the other defensemen have gone. I don't think we're trading down. I think we're taking picks. No one's traded. Everyone's picked. Nobody's traded yet. So, and them getting Bonk at, the guy that we wanted at 22, Philly taking him, that put a wrench in our plan. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just think no one wants to trade because everyone thinks there's so much talent in this draft. That's why. Yeah, I know they've had drafts where no one traded in the first round, but we'll see. I don't think the Blues trade. I don't think that there's a trading partner, and that's the problem. All right. And the first thing they say on ESPN is still no trades. Oh, here come the Blues. Here we go. Hey, Anthony. James, what's up, man? Here we go. Here's our second pick. Okay, so we got the number 28th overall guy. He is a center, shoots left, 5'11", 180, ranked as the number 6 of international skaters. That may not be a bad pick. That may not be a bad pick at all. All right, I'm kind of looking at this. Saying he's a Philip Cheadle type. Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick. All right? Not a bad pick. We could get Lance back after the 29th pick. I think we could get Lance back. Oh, I got to send him a new link. That's the problem. Oh, Lance doesn't need a link. Lance knows where to go. So here we go. Let me get back on to you. Okay, so not a bad pick, I don't think. You know, it's not much of a reach. It's not a huge reach, and there's some other guys there that might have. But you know, if that's what they see, I'm good. Benson went 12 to Philly, or not Philly, to Buffalo. Benson went 12 to Buffalo. I was a little worried about that. All right. Steiner making picks, maybe. They just brought him in as a maybe that's. See, I thought that was much to do about nothing, but maybe Steen coming in says, hey, there's something here with these guys. Right? I agree. Decent pick. I'm back. I had to do a new show. I just closed the show. Actually, I think I know what was happening. I may not have been getting hacked. I could have been, but I was recording the show through StreamYard, and I think that might have been causing an issue.
Could have been.
But it also felt like I was getting hacked. But as soon as I ended the show and was going through the process of the uploading the recording, it happened again. So
yeah, Ryan Green, you want to know what happened to Benson? He went to Buffalo at 14, I believe.
I said that. So what do you think of this pick, Otto Steinberg?
I like him. It's not a reach. He's got great hands. He's an excellent skater. I mean, when he skates, it doesn't look like it takes much effort. He creates a lot of space. Great stick handler. And what do we complain about with the Blues a lot? Accurate shots. This guy has an accurate shot.
Right? No, I tell you, they got him on now. I think, a couple of days ago now, I'm going to look so bad. I said the Steen hiring was much to do about nothing. We've just selected 2 Swedes.
Yep.
Right? Maybe that wasn't so much to do about nothing. Maybe Steiner came in and said, look, these are the guys you want there. Right? So right now, I know we got one more pick, but I'm looking at the Blues draft and I'm going A-.
I was just on the other show and on the Hockey Podcast Network with those guys, and they all said the Blues and Philadelphia are probably the best 2 teams so far in the first round.
Yeah, Philly. I think Buffalo gets an A from me.
Yeah, but Buffalo did a good job.
Buffalo getting Benson at 12 or at 13.
Yep.
Right. I like with them. Chicago gets Chicago actually gets an A from me. All right. To get Bedard and then turn around with get Moore, who was what was Moore ranked? The 7th. So they got the 1st and the 7th overall picks. Rated guys in the top 19. Mm-hmm. And they're looking to move back into the 1st.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't care. Let them make fun of the way we cut bagels. You know, I never even knew that. When I lived in St. Louis, I never knew that. I got to go to a place that cuts bagels that way. I've never seen it.
I've lived here since 1975, 76. And even though I'm on the Illinois side, I go to St. Louis all the time, sporting events. I eat at restaurants. I've been in business meetings in St. Louis. I have never, ever, ever been presented with a cut up bagel. Never.
Yeah, a sliced bagel. Me either.
Never.
And I was born there in the end of 68.
Well, you know, another thing I don't see, you know, people say, well, in St. Louis, they have an accent. They don't say Highway 44. They say Highway Farty Far. I have never heard anybody say Farty Far.
I say it. 44. Yeah. I do. Well, I do. And I use the R behind my W's. Right? You've heard me say it, right? Washington, yep. Wash. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't use zinc instead of sink. My grandmother used to do that.
I had a friend of mine that did that too. I'm going to go put the dishes in the zinc. What in the Hades
Musty.
Are you talking
so
about?
Musty goes, Musty was number 17 and he goes at 26. I think the Blues are going to get a good guy here.
Hey guys, if you miss David Perron, we can draft Jaden Perron.
Yeah, he might still be around, right?
Yep.
Well, he was a 32. Yeah, I could see him being around. Is he related to Perron?
I don't think so. But you guys said you wanted the Perron back, so there you go.
He's ranked 32, but he's number 43rd in North American skaters. I don't know about that.
Most people, Guy, have him from 24 to 31st in the draft. And do you know why he's low? It's because of his size.
Yeah, I can see that. All right. This has been a good draft. This has been a fun draft. I mean, everybody 1 through 17 now has been taken. Right? I know 18 and 19 haven't. I think 21 hasn't yet. 23. So I can't even say this. Lucas Dragovic, Riley Height, Mikhail Gulyayev, Galvin Brindley. I don't think he's gone yet. And Cal Ritchie are still on the board. Right? Hey, are you going to be available tomorrow for the rounds 2 through 7?
I might be able to, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be on from, that's 5 a.m. I thought it was 4. Thank goodness it's not. 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. my time, I'm going to be on.
Okay.
All right. So, hey, for those of you that stayed through all the debacle I had, thank you for coming back. Erickson Krieger, Thomas Mobile, Richard Henry Hewlett, Michael Edwards, Craig Mods, Gloria Sheeper, and Ashley Jones. Thank you for putting the thumbs in the air the second time around. All right. I think they so far there's I give them an A-, right? I said a B+. I can't go an A, but I can go an A-.
Yeah.
Right. I thought that getting Dabrowski at 10 was a great move. Okay. Best available. Good kid, says he's not ready. You knew he's not ready, but you're willing to wait. Okay, that's fine. That's not bad. But then you get, this other Swede, smooth skater, and that, right now I'm giving them an A-. Right? And depending on what they do with 12, I mean, they could get an A. Or do with 29, they could get an A. I did. I did think that we didn't do as good as we should have last year's draft.
No, it wasn't a good draft.
And if I bring this up, you look at last year's draft, we had Bolduc, Robinson, Gallo. We had 4 picks. Or no, pardon me, that was 2 years ago. So Snugard, Kameninski, Buchinger, Komromoslav, Marc-Andre Gaudet, and Landon Sim. Of those 6, Gaudet and Snugard are probably the only 2 that will see time with the Blues.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I've heard good things about Gaudet. The other ones I've heard nothing about. The other ones I've heard absolutely nothing about. right? And then you go the year behind that, we had Bull Duke. We only had 4 picks. Bull Duke is probably the only one going to come out of that, right?
Could be.
I don't know if we still have Tanner Dixon. We had 2 Tanners. I don't know if we still have 2. I don't know if we have Tanner Dixon or I think we still have Tanner Dixon. I think the other Tanner is gone. I can't find his name now. Tanner Kaspnick. I think Kaspnick's gone. I think we still got.
The Blues didn't draft Gaudette.
Yeah, we did.
No, you got him from Vancouver.
No, I'm looking at him and
Adam.
Goudet.
Adam. Yeah, I thought you were talking about Adam Gaudette.
No, Marc-Andre Goudet.
Well, Adam Gaudette is in St. Louis. He's with the T-Birds, Thunderbirds.
Okay, but we also have Marc-Andre Goudet. We drafted in the 5th round at 152.
He's a nobody.
Right. I've heard some decent about him. There's been some solid talk. Our buddy up in Canada who follows the show, I forget his name now. He's watched him play and likes him. I'm okay with Otto. I'm okay with Otto. I think it was a good pick. It wasn't a reach.
No.
Yeah, I know. I'm terrible at it. I'll get better some year.
If the Blues are going to take a defenseman, let's just say at 27 or 29. I know that if Simashev would have still been there, and I think that's the biggest reach, the Coyotes taking him at 6. I think it's a huge reach. Dragicevic.
Yeah. He's the 18. He's still there. I mean, I could see that.
Yep. And, there's Perron. If they're going to go center, there's Brinley, there's Height. I mean, there's all kind of guys here.
Yeah.
Bradley Nadeau. I mean, he's an okay guy. I mean, I don't think you're going to really go wrong. And yes, some of these guys will never play in the NHL, but you got to build your system and you got to have a good team in Springfield. And even if they never make it to the NHL, it helps your team because they're performing in Springfield.
Well, Richie was the 24th overall. So getting him at 26 isn't, that's a pretty good move.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Well,
so I mean, they're doing right now. I'm okay with the Blues. I'm okay with what they picked. I think it was a solid pick. Would I have rather had Benson? Yes, I would have had Benson, but we don't. They didn't pick under, and that's where I'm good. Hey, Shags, if you want to come on, let me know. I'll send you a link. The original link I sent you no longer works. I was having some issues, so I had to make it go away. Right now, I think the Blues have had a good draft.
Yeah.
Tomorrow could be a different story.
Yeah.
Right?
I've got a bill out on you, so hopefully Shaggy can come on and talk. All right.
Yeah, no problem. Guys. I'll see you after 29, right?
Yep.
Okay, see you then.
Yep.
There you go, Shags. So we got 2 more picks. I would have thought the Blues would have tried to get some into the second round. I don't see it now, but we'll see what happens. So tomorrow, hey Shagalicious.
Hey, how we doing?
Hey, sorry about that. So what happened is my original show, I started getting kicked out, right? I don't know if I was recording it through StreamYard. I don't know if there was something with that was kicking me out, or if I was getting hacked and kicked out. So I had to stop the show and start over again.
All right, no problem.
Right. So the Rangers have not done bad. I think that they did okay with their Peralta at 23. Do you agree?
I am very excited about Perot. I mean, we're talking about a left-handed shot, which they are, by the way, lacking in a lot. We're talking about a guy who's, in my opinion, he's a very productive player. He needs a lot of defensive skills. I mean, he has literally not much of a defensive right winger, but I think I told you this already. Rangers are going right winger. This was automatic. They've been so weak at the right winger spot that I just cannot see them not going right winger. I am very excited about this guy. This guy is This guy is going to be a legit player.
Well, I mean, I hope so. Like I said, right now, I think that see, everyone talked about this being such a deep draft, but it shocks me at how some guys are falling, man.
So
There's been some guys that fell, and right off the bat, the Blues, I think, got a steal at 10.
First of all, I did not expect him to be there at that point. Not at all. He's not the guy I thought was going to be there. Not only that, when we were discussing, I talked about Nate Danielson, right?
Yeah.
You remember how positive I spoke about him, and guess what number he goes?
I don't remember, bud.
He went to the Red Wings.
Yeah. Red Wings at what? Yeah, Danielson went at 9.
He went at 9. What? He was at 10.
Right, 10. Blues. Now at 10, I'm thinking Benson's the better pick. However, I can't fault them for going for Dabrowski. I mean, for him to slip 4 spots, but not just him to split, even for Telly to slip to 3rd.
Well,
right?
I think there's 2 reasons to that. And
hey, having a hard time hearing you, man.
1 second. I'm sorry. 1 second.
No problem. Sounds like your mic's just too far away. See, I disagree. I think if the draft is that deep, you don't you go with best available. You don't make these jumps down like these guys are.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, no. So the Rangers had, the Blues had a situation in which, pretty much, I think if Daniels, if he was there, they take him. Okay, I actually think that's what they felt, but they actually landed up with a better situation than what they thought. So there's 2 reasons why this situation turned out better for the Blues than you could even imagine. Number 1 is you guys got a player who's he fits exactly. He's going to make an immediate. First of all, he's going to make an immediate change in their system. He should be. I think he'll be up quicker than you think. Okay, I think he'll be quicker up than you think. He's a 2-way center. I discussed with you how I don't believe in 2-way players. Yeah, guess what? You got yourself a 2-way player.
Yep.
That is a very exciting thing because you don't just take a 2-way player. You take a guy who you know could play both ways well. He's a guy who's going to do that. The second thing is he's very good under pressure. He doesn't get overwhelmed. He's a very in control player. The Blues badly need better mental players.
Yeah, agreed. So question for you. Who, I mean, I know we still got like 5 more picks to go. Who's had the best first round so far? I know who it is for me, and it's going to kill my fans.
Well, in my opinion, who has had the best? Well, you know what?
I think they're going. I think the Blues will go defenseman here, and the defenseman that's sitting there at Dragovic. I can't pronounce these names. I think that's who the Blues might go to.
I will say, in order, the top 3 teams to right now in the draft to have gotten a great player, I've got to go with the Blue Jackets for getting Fantilli at 3. They did not expect him at 3. Fantilli was supposed to go at 2. Every draft had him pretty much at 2. So I would go Blue Jackets, and then I would probably go after that. I'd probably have to go after that. It would probably go Rangers then Blues.
You're missing one, man.
Which one do you got?
I got to go with the Blackhawks. They got the number 1 and the number 7th ranked player in the top 20. Right? So they get, not only do they get Connor Bedard, they get Oliver Moore.
No,
I don't know why Moore slipped that far, but
I thought you were talking about like teams who in general did well, better than you thought. I think we assumed that the best draft was going to be Chicago. You know what I mean?
I didn't think that they were going to do this good. And
I mean,
Chicago's good at screwing these drafts up and making reaches.
okay,
That
I see where
second
you're
pick,
going.
that second pick is huge.
Well,
If the only one they pick is Bedard, that's just a B for me. Right? I mean, because that's what you expect.
do you expect
But when you
Oliver
pick
Moore,
up 1 and 7,
do you expect Oliver Moore in the on the team this year?
it could be. He could be.
With the way they're going.
Yeah. I mean, why not? You bring him up at least for the 9 games. I didn't even see this Conway kid on my thing here. Did they reach to get him? Or am I just missing him? He might be on my thing and I'm just missing him. I've done that before. Yeah, I don't even see Conway on here.
He wasn't on mine.
I mean, I got my top 100 here, but
Who would you say is the most surprising drop?
that's a tough one.
Because I know mine.
I think Detroit's had a decent draft.
Which player has had the biggest drop?
I think Dvorsky to St. Louis.
Yeah, no. I think Dvorsky is up there. I think Matthew Wood to the Predators at 15.
Yeah, that's another good one. I agree with you there.
That one I did expect Wood to maybe drop a little bit, but not that far. Not to 15.
Yeah. Hey, I got these hats today from my daughters. These are my belated Father's Day gifts.
Oh, those are gorgeous. That is a gorgeous cap.
Yeah, and I have the shirts. If you notice the shirt that I'm wearing, this hat goes with it.
Oh wow.
I have the shirt that goes with this cap.
Oh, nice.
All right. So the pick is in for St. Louis, so stand by. I don't even see Conway on there, man. Where did they make a real big reach for him?
I don't think so.
Well, I don't even see him in the top 100. Oh, yeah, 89. That's that right there for Toronto. You're gonna take the 89th overall pick with your number 1 pick. Oh wow. Yeah, they just got an F in my book.
That's the Maple Leafs for you. So
yeah, here come the Blues. Yeah, you can't reach that far.
no, I actually don't understand. I when I saw the name, I did not recognize it at all because it was not there for me. But okay,
I got to see the Blues taking Dragovic, right? Because everyone thinks that they need. I don't think you get a defenseman, right? The reason I don't think you take a defenseman is because you've got a glunted defenseman that are going to take a while to get away.
The Blues are The Blues are, front office over here looks smiling pretty much. So
yeah, there's Keith Kachuk.
Whoever it is, they're happy about it.
Yeah. Somebody slipped. I think somebody slipped.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think somebody slipped. You're at 29. I think somebody slipped. And I also like that they got up and they didn't say they didn't congratulate the Knights, and they didn't say thank you to Nashville, which is one of our rivals. So I like that. Another Swede, Lindstein. Wow, I want to see that now. The Steen thing makes sense. Lindstein. So they got the 36 guy. Not much of a. I think the Blues. I'm going to stay with an A- in the first round. I think that's an A-. The 3 Swedes. You get Steen. Maybe Steen's told you something about these guys that tells you that that's it, right? I'm okay with it. What about you, Shags?
It's an interesting pick. You know what? I think he's going to be an excellent player. I could see him. I don't know if he's going to be a number 1 liner in the future. I don't know if that's going to be his position. He's a really great talent. I think he's going to be. He's not a small guy. All right. He will throw his body a little bit around.
Well, the thing is, there's this clout of defensemen right now. It's going to be really hard for him to even break in to the team. You know, you have 4 defensemen with no trade clauses signed through 26.
Hey, look, I'll tell you this much. As much as that's true, defensemen on the Blues are pretty lacking in depth. So, I mean, the question is who wants to take that next step.
Yeah, well, we'll see. You know, I'm.
Who wants?
Did he
to
already
be
have
that
his
guy?
name on it? Yeah, so they are. Yeah, they were set with him. They've already got his name on the jersey. They had
that's
planned on
actually pretty
picking
cool.
him.
How
They
long
had planned on picking him.
How long do you think it takes for them to put that together?
I'd say it'd take a good 20 minutes.
Uh-huh.
So I think that they knew that they were going to go for him.
I think the Blues are very serious in this draft.
Well, for tomorrow, I'm going to stay on through the end of today's draft because I know Lance is going to come back. I will be on for the draft. I think it starts at 9 a.m. St. Louis time. Right? I know it starts at 5 a.m. my time, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 St. Louis time, 11 for the East Coast guys. I'm going to be on for it. I think that, you know, you just got to keep going. I'll update my book here and see what happens. And Lance, what do you think, bud?
Great pick. He's a little bit of I had him somewhere between 32nd and 35th. So it's not really a reach. This guy's great hockey sense. And I wouldn't call him a project, but he does need to work a little bit on his skill set. But when it comes to knowledge and the way he sees the game in the ice, I think in 3 or 4 years, I think more like 3, the Blues are going to be very happy with Theo. Very, very.
I just told Guy that he's going to be up quicker than he thinks.
It could be.
The hiring of Steen as the European, you know, prospect guy makes sense now. When it came out, Mary Ann Holmes asked me, "What did you think?" And I said it was much to do about nothing. It's not much to do about nothing anymore. This is the purpose of bringing Steen in. Is they were looking at these. I think they were looking at these Swedes the whole time. And I think that they got, you know, when Javarsky fell in their laps, I don't think that he was one that they thought was going to fall in his laps, but he did. And everybody else, you know, this is where the Steen one makes, and now you've got a guy that's gritty, that knows how to play the game the way the Blues want to play the game, or the way the current Blues coach want to play the game. It could have, I mean, I'm going to have fun writing about these guys. I really am. I think, and the one thing that I say right now, so if I'm going to grade the Blues draft up to this moment, because I know there's still 3 picks on the board, I've got the Blues at an A-. What about you, Lance?
Excuse me. I have him as an A because
an A.
Yeah.
What about you, Shags?
I'll go A-. I'll agree with
A- with me. Yeah, I can't go. Right. The big question I got, and I'm looking at this: who won in the first round? Who won the first round? And I know who it is for me. Shags had somebody in there. Shag thought it was. Who did you think? Who were you telling me, Shag? Detroit, right?
Right. I told you Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit with Danielson and Palika.
I think Philadelphia. I think
Philadelphia
did a good job too.
Nah, they did terrible.
No,
they're going to regret that pick for the rest of their lives.
I'm okay with Philadelphia. I just don't think that's. God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think the guys that had the night was Chicago.
I think I also mentioned to you that I think that the Blue Jackets getting Fantilli is.
Yeah, you said the Blue Jackets too. Blue Jackets.
Come on, Lance. The Fantilli dropping to 3 is huge.
Yeah, it is. I didn't think he would.
That's
he
really
would drop
big.
to 3.
That's bigger than people think.
It's huge because he's a complete player, and out of all these guys, besides Connor Bedard, I think he's going to make the biggest impact quicker than a lot of these other guys.
Right, and I think that was also part of the problem of the Ducks, where I think they felt that if they if he's not a good enough player or whatever it is, if he's not a success, I think they felt like they'd rather go with a little bit more of a development player, but in a position that they could fit him in, than to a guy that, although he is going to be a very quick starter in the league, I think that Fantilli's ceiling to them wasn't as high.
Yeah.
I think that's what they felt.
So who's your loser in the first round?
The Capitals.
I got somebody worse than that.
Oh, come on. The Capitals the entire time were looking at what's his name? The guy from the guy the Flyers got over there. I can't pronounce his name. Yeah.
Oliver Bach?
No. They wanted, I think, very badly.
Nichkov?
The Caps getting Leonard? Yeah. The Caps getting Leonard at 8? That's not a bad reach.
I mean, I think they want Michkov. I think the Capitals wanted Michkov, and they didn't get him, and they were not happy.
No,
they did not land up with the player they wanted. I think that although they may not be the loser because he is a great player, the guy that they didn't land up with a bad player. I think they're quite insulted that they didn't get who they got. I think the other loss that you have to put in there a little bit. I would say a little bit. You would have to like go down to the team like the Sabres, and not the Sabres. I would say the Penguins a little bit down there. I mean,
Who?
They did not the Penguins.
Penguins.
I don't know.
I think the Penguins, where their 2 draft picks, I put them at a C. I don't think they made a big reach for any of their draft picks.
Interesting pick right here.
They had 2, right?
One.
Jaeger at 14. That's not a huge reach, I don't think.
I think that's a reach.
It's a reach. That's
a reach. I don't know what the Penguins were thinking there, unless they're looking for a guy to replace Crosby in the future or whatever.
What was Jaeger ranked?
I had him anywhere from 11 to 20. I could not decide on him.
Jaeger was 10th. Jaeger was at 10, and for them to get him at 14, that's a good one. They didn't reach.
That's in your book. In my book,
for me, the team that blew the draft already, they've blown the draft.
Maple Leafs,
right? Is Toronto.
That was a terrible pick.
Right? You're taking the 89th ranked pick by
yeah. I had him 41.
But still, to take him with the 28th overall pick, that means do they have I don't know if they have a second round pick or not.
But if he's from Ontario, and so you know how the Maple Leafs love the whole our guys are homegrown from Ontario. That's probably why they took him. I would not have taken him till probably the middle of the second round.
I don't know how many picks Toronto has. I guess I'd have to try and look it up real quick. But to me,
I think they have 4 second-round picks, if I'm not mistaken.
They're going to get guys. They're going to get guys in the second round that they could have gotten that are ranked higher than their number 1 pick.
Yep.
That makes no sense to me. Darkness, I think we did have a good draft. I have us at an A-. Right? I have us at an A-. We did. I would have liked to have seen us got somebody at 10 that was near NHL ready, but there wasn't, the only guy.
I was thinking of another team that has 4 second-round picks, because there is another team that has 4 second-round picks. They don't pick again until round 5.
Oh, Toronto doesn't?
No.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
They have 1 pick in round 1, 1 pick in round 5, and 1 pick in round 6.
Then if that's the case, you take that first round pick and you trade down and get yourself a second and a third round pick. Right? You turn that first round pick into 2 or 3 picks.
Well, do you know who the Leafs wanted? They wanted who the Blues got at 25, Stenberg. That's who they wanted.
Yeah, well. Now they're going to
give them an F.
They're going to have an F for me.
Yep, that's
in this draft.
Yep.
You've got to at this point. If you don't draft you into the 5th round, and this is the guy you want at 89, I'm on the phone trading picks. I'm on the phone trading picks.
But do the Maple Leafs then step in the 2nd or 3rd round, trade away some guys or whatever it is to get more picks? I just don't understand. You're talking about a player who's not just a huge I don't understand because he would be available for you so much later.
They could have traded down.
Forget about trading down. Trade back in.
He would have been available. He would have been available late in the third round. Late in the third round.
Hey, I want to bring up the Leafs real quick. Did you hear what Nylander's agent is telling the Leafs that he wants on a new contract?
No.
You're not going to believe this. 10 to $11 million for Nylander.
Not going to get it.
He ain't going to get it. No team's going to give him that.
Gulila finally goes. Oh man, that's a good pick. I think that's a good pick.
That was the best player on the that's one of those picks you just take the best guy on the board and he was pretty much there.
Yep.
No, you still got Dragovich out there, the defenseman at 18. But you're getting the number 21 ranked guy at 31. Yeah. That's a good pick. The Avalanche got two. Richie was a reach.
I like Carolina's pick. Bradley Nadeau. He's a good player. Yeah, he's a good player.
Right?
Yep.
Well, Lance, what's your thoughts on the Rangers pick?
Say again? Oh, the Rangers pick?
I like Perreault. I think he's going to be good. I wouldn't call it a reach. I had him at 25. I thought the Blues might take him. So I don't think the Rangers reached. I think he needs to gain a little bit of weight like a lot of these guys. They're all young. Maybe if he puts on 10, 15 pounds, he'll still have his speed, which is above average. I think he's going to fit in pretty well with them. I think you'll see him in 2 years.
Very interesting. I mean, I took him. I said to Guy that they're taking a right winger because of the weakness that they have so much at right wing.
Yep.
So they were going to take whichever right wing was the best option. I think he was the best right winger at that point available on the board. And so that at that point, they weren't interested in taking the best player on the board possibly, but the best right winger.
Yep.
And so therefore you're going to deal with what you got to deal with that player. If all you have to work on is gaining weight and he's a fine player besides that, please, I'll take that any day. But when I looked at a guy like Perreault afterwards, I like the fact that he was the new style type of hockey. I think I like that a lot about him. And I think the fact that I think the Rangers in fact were surprised that he was there. Mm-hmm. I think in their mind, they said, whoa, Gabriel Perreault. Okay. You know what I mean? He could have gone between 13 and 25. That's where his area was. And I think the Rangers said to themselves,
there we go.
Perreault's right there. Best right winger possible.
Yeah, and he's not bad defensively. I mean, I'm not going to say he's a great two-way player, but I think he's pretty responsible defensively. And I think with his speed and skill set and whoever he lines up with eventually, I think he'll be able to open the ice up a little bit. I think he's a very, very good skater.
I got a title for my article on the first round.
What?
Blue Swede through the first round.
Oh, boy.
Not bad, huh? Instead of speed.
Yes.
Come on, you got to give me that's a pretty good tagline there. Or
it's good.
Headline.
It's good.
All right. Now, for me right now with the Blues, I got to say that the Steen thing makes sense now. I mean, it really, because these guys are all going to stay in Sweden. And now you've got a guy that knows how you want them to play, watching them every day.
So who's going to take Michael Herbel, the goalie that's 6'7", 220 pounds?
Where is he? What's his name again?
Michael Herbel is the way I pronounce it.
Okay, the one they got ranked at 34th.
Yeah, I have him. I have him at 39th. He played for UMass. He already committed to UMass.
I think he's probably going to go a little bit lower. I can see him. Who needs a goalie? Who needs a goalie, and who needs a goalie that somebody you can bring up within a year or two?
I don't think there's any guys in this draft as a goalie you can bring up a year or two. I think all of them are several years away. If you want a project guy, he's got the size and he's very good technically, but I think he needs to work on his game a little bit.
You know what?
I know.
I think I've got a team. I got a team. Just I could see him going in the next pick.
To the Golden Knights.
I could see him going in the next pick.
Golden Knights.
Huh?
Golden Knights
The Knights.
could
No,
be.
no. I think I'll see him going to the Blackhawks second or third round.
You know,
Uh,
another good player from Kelowna and BC is Price, Caden Price, a
Yeah.
defenseman. He's very he's bigger than a guy like Perinovich or like Krug. He's at 6 foot and he's like 190, so he's bigger than them. But I consider him that type of player.
I mean,
Oh.
really?
Well, here's the final pick of the first round. Hold on. So here's the final pick of the first round.
From Molokai University, Guy Benson, Hawaii Blues fan.
Ooh. 1 second. You didn't think Nashville. Thanks, Nashville, for being a random team. And I'd like to congratulate the Knights for playing a
Who'd they get?
terrible
Edstrom.
series in which you guys were obviously gonna win.
Who'd they get?
Yeah. What?
Who'd they get, Guy?
David Edstrom.
I
Center.
don't even have him in my top 40. I have him 63rd.
Frölunda Junior Sweden.
Yeah, I have him 63rd. He's a big guy, but that's a reach. That's a big reach.
Yeah, hockey's got him at 59. They must not have a second round pick.
Let me check. They do not.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
No, they don't have a second rounder, and they have a third rounder.
He
And
might not have made it to the third round, but
they have 2 third round picks.
yeah.
What's interesting is the Ducks actually have the 33rd pick, which is the first pick of the second round. And then the Red Wings have 3 straight picks at 41, 42, and 43.
Yep.
Okay, so hold on.
They should
I got
announce
break
all 3 at one time.
Sorry, Shag. I got this from Jim. The Blues Lindstrom said he wasn't sure that he would get drafted by the Blues, but he met with the Swedish scout multiple times and was glad he was drafted there. So there you go. Hey, to me, I'll say it. I think that. So we got a center and a D. What was the 25th pick? 25th pick was a winger, right?
Center.
Huh?
Center. Stenberg's the center.
Center. So 2 centers and a defenseman. All right. All Swedish. We speed through the first round. Sweden had a good draft.
So I wonder if they're going to start having IKEA meatballs at the game since we got so many Sweden players.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, man. What a good day. I mean, they got it done early, slightly early, 20 minutes early. It went through pretty good. I think that overall the NHL did pretty good tonight. I do wish that there was a little bit more time for teams to make deals because there was no trades, right? And yes, Dean is a Swede, and he's in charge of development. He's in charge of European development, Ryan. Now, so yes, I've heard that. I have definitely heard that. I brought that up with Tage Thompson a while back. Good first round. My winners, I'll pick 3 winners and 3 losers, and then I'll have these guys pick winners and losers. I'll pick my first winner, and then we'll go my number 3 winner, I think, is Detroit. I think that they did very well. They got a guy that they really shouldn't have gotten at a good spot. Getting Danielson at 9 was not a bad move. So I'm okay with that. That's my number 3 winner. Who are your winners there, Shaggy?
After all our talking, you got it. You got to go Blackhawks at the biggest winner, right? Like you explained.
Yep.
and then after that, I got to go Red Wings and Blues. I mean,
Red Wings and Blues. Okay.
you got to go there, and I'm gonna give a lot of credit to the I'll give a lot of credit to the Maple Leafs for stinking everything up. All right, next.
Right. No. So you're going Chicago Red Wings Blues 1, 2, 3. What about you, Lance? Who are your three?
It's tough because I have two tied at 3, so I guess I'll give you both of them.
Okay.
Number one is definitely Chicago. I mean, you can't draft Connor Bedard and say that even if they had a bad pick, it's still a good draft for them. I think the Blues are second, and I've got a tie between San Jose and Detroit.
Not bad. So my number 2 is St. Louis, and my number 1 is Chicago. They get two top 10 guys, 2 guys ranked in the top 10 in the top 20 picks. You just gotta sit there and go, wow. They have 2 almost NHL ready players, right? I could give their Logan the
Oliver Moore.
Yeah, Oliver Moore. I would give him his 9 games.
I'm sure they're going to do that.
If he's not going back to college, right? I'd give him his 9 games. If he's not set on college, I give him his 9 games, right? And see what he can do. And who knows? Maybe he stays up. Blues, I have at 2, and I said my third. Who are your losers? Go with Lance first. This one.
I would say Vancouver and probably Pittsburgh.
Who was the first one you said?
Vancouver and then Pittsburgh. I'm not
Vancouver and
Pittsburgh's
Pittsburgh
picks. Yep.
Okay. What about you, Shags?
I got number 1 Maple Leafs. Obviously, we discussed that. But I have Capitals and Penguins.
For me, it's Toronto. You could have done so much more with that pick.
Yep.
You could have obviously done so much more with that pick. I think Vegas has to slip in there for me now. Again, that you saying that the guy that you probably could have gotten in the second round, trade down. I think you could have made a trade there. If this was such of a deep draft, then guys would have easily jumped into it. And I also, I'm not sold on Seattle either. It's not that they had a bad draft. I just think that they probably could have done more. Just getting 1 pick in this first round for a team that's only 3 years old. They could have been making trades, especially since they, going as far as they did going into the Western Conference Finals. Or the second round. They made the finals, the Western Conference. Did they? No, they made the second round. Making the second round, you could have done more. Preds, to me, made some reaches. So I'm not sure how, where I'd rank the Red, but definitely for me, Toronto gets an F, and the Vegas Golden Knights get a D-. Right? I might even have to give frickin' Toronto an F-. Right? That's where I'm at. Guys, what a good show. So, Shaggy, are you going to be available tomorrow at all? I mean, I don't know if you're a working man or not.
I actually have a wedding tomorrow night, so I might be available a little bit.
Okay.
But I basically just send me a link, and if I can come on, I will come on. I'm
going to be on for the entire 2nd through 7th round.
Oh, that's amazing. You know what? I actually tell you something. Once I get past that 3rd or 4th round, I fall asleep.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be hard, but I just think that I'm going to try it this time. I'm going to see what happens, and I
mean I think it'll get interesting because I think that you will see some trades going down that you'll be very very interested in. I mean, yeah, I think that's where the trades happen, where people end up with like a player that needs to be dumped.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
All right, Lance. Chance for you being on tomorrow?
I'm gonna try. I've got some family over, but I'm gonna try.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's from I think St. Louis time is 10. right? 10 to what? 9, 10, 11, 12, 10 to 2, I think. So early enough. So 11 to 3 for you, Shags, if you're available.
All right.
Right? So, let's see what happens. Guys, thanks for joining me. Sorry about the issues I had with the internet earlier, but we got through it. We had a great show. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So, guys, join me tomorrow for rounds 2 through 7. The Blues will not pick again until the third round. They have 2 picks in the third round, I think it is. I got to double check that. And like I said, I think the Blues sweeted through the first round. So this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. Oops, before I do that, Lance, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Drop Hockey Show. You can find me on the Hockey Podcast Network and also my website at droppodcast.com. You can email me at lanced@droppodcast.com. If you want any other information, it's info@droppodcast.com.
And Shagalicious?
You can find me sleeping. No. You can find me on Twitter if you want to contact me at my name, which is right under over there, SYANK_NYR. And feel free anytime to talk sports. I'm open for that all the time.
Yep, I know you are, Shags. And me, you can find me here on YouTube or Facebook at Bluenote Report. On Twitter, I'm at STL Fan Report or Bluenote Report. I'm going to change my HI STL Blues Fan. I'll explain that to guys later, but I think I'm just going to change that to my name, and I have a reason for that, and I'll kind of keep that under wraps for now. But I'll always be the Hawaii Blues fan, but I think it's time for me to drop that as a full moniker because I might have a chance of getting some press passes. So try to be a little professional. Maybe. Guys, have a great night. Thanks for joining me. Hey, boys, what do you say?
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!